A Zestimate versus an appraisal in Baltimore. Why algorithms estimate and local appraisers we verify. What Zillow Zestimate actually is. A Zestimate is an automated valuation model. It calculates property estimated market value using proprietary formula that analyzes millions of data points, which includes public available data, recent sales in the area or zip code, and basic property characteristics. But the limitations are they do not see the property. They do not understand each property and their nuances. What a professional Baltimore appraisal includes. Look, either a licensed or a certified appraiser or a general appraiser, and you go out, you collect data, you review the property, you review comparable sales in the area, you do an interior exterior inspection, you look at the layout, modernizations, the systems, roof, AC, plumbing, electrical, if it's been updated, where they've been, and you look at every block because every block in Baltimore is a little different. I mean, some neighborhoods, the whole neighborhood is included, but then there's other neighborhoods when you get to the edges of these neighborhoods and things are changing rapidly, whether you're renovating or buying. Sometimes you're, we'll just say, on the other side of the tracks for value because it hasn't caught up with where it needs to be. So this all needs to be verified. Baltimore's geographic, a city of micro markets. We have a lot of little areas. You got Patterson Park, Federal Hill, Hamden. You got the Canton area. You have areas on the west side. You have Irvington. You have Ashburton, Arlington, Forest Park. And all these areas, you got the Station North, Bolton Hill, all these areas have little micro niches, little micro markets that need to be inspected and seen in person, where a Zestimate do not understand these little micro markets. So to paint a picture, if you have a failing roof, if you have not an updated kitchen, plumbing issues, foundation. A lot of the older homes, they might have some foundation problems. You might have flaking paint, like I said, lead-based paint. So there's a lot of things that go into an appraisal where your property is in stance. And parking in some Baltimore areas is at a premium, like Canton, Federal Hill, Fells Point, Locust Point. So if you have a parking pad, this was pulled in $25,000 to $50,000. I'm not sure it goes that high personally, but like I said, parking is at a premium because some of the neighborhoods, you might have to park 6, 7 blocks away from your house to get back to your home if you're parking on the street. Comparable sales, the backbone of every appraisal. Look, you go back, you try to find them within 90 days. You can go back 6 to 12 months, but you're looking for a location, close proximity, similar in size, age, style, layout, condition, upgrades. So these are all the things that you find when you're out inspecting a property. And like I said, local zip codes. If you're in Hamden, you're not going to use homes in Remington. So there's a lot of little nuances that you need to understand when you're out doing an appraisal. But Hamden and Remington, they're both the same zip code. And like I said, quality of construction, renovations, new renovations, whether somebody came in just threw down some new carpet and painted, made it look good, or you have a full renovation. These are all the things that Zillow cannot determine and need to be determined to get the proper property value. And this could lead to a big gap between $20,000 to $40,000 depending on the property, the upgrades, the renovation, the size, because the size is not always accurate in public records either. Sometimes there's been additions put on and things of that nature. So you cannot determine all that till you go out to the property and actually measure the property. So, this can impact if you're a buyer, a seller, an investor, a homeowner, whatever it may be. You need to understand this and know it. So the right tool for the job, it gives you curiosity. If you're using a Zestimate, you kind of understand, oh, okay, this could be what my property's worth. It gives you a ballpark figure, and it's tracking the general market. But in appraisal, we rely on the offer to buy the home. We're looking at where the property's listed. You can use it for refinancing or mortgage purposes, filling, if you're trying to do a tax appeal. With property values in the city, things have been going up recently, and so it's hard. But it could be a tax appeal is possible. Estate planning, divorce settlement, investors. Like I said, if you're an investor, some of the areas. So an appraisal is the way to go over what I call Zestimate. And in Baltimore, verification beats automation. So, like I said, it's a block-to-block thing in a lot of neighborhoods in Baltimore City. So you want to go out, you want to take a look, you want to see what's happening. Get the value Zillow cannot see by hiring a certified residential appraisal. So again, my name's Ed Drost, Baltimore's trusted appraiser. Been around for 35 years. Look forward to connecting, having a lot of fun, getting some videos and information out to you. So look me up if you're looking for an appraisal in Baltimore City or Baltimore County. We service both. So look forward to connecting.